So we're at Zedalza Studios. We got
Yes,
Frank.
indeed.
Yeah. Frank does a podcast, quite frankly, and we're about to talk about Sweden and stuff that happened today. Should be fun and interesting.
Tim, today you had a pretty interesting turn of events. I spoke about it a little bit when we started off, but you are about to embark on a little bit of a journalistic expedition
Yes.
in Sweden. Now tell us about this.
I mean, you say it's interesting. I understand. I've been all over the world, man. I've been in something like 25 different countries. I've been in civil wars. I've been chased. I was accused of being a spy in Venezuela.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to Sweden to essentially investigate the claims of a crime wave, rape epidemic, to see if this is true. But here's what happened today. It was interesting. Earlier this morning, me and my AP, associate producer, we're Moms, I call her Emily, we were talking about a trip we could do, some kind of story, like what's the big story that we should cover next? And I was like, maybe we should just go to Sweden and investigate these neighborhoods. So we're like, hey, that sounds like fun. We can just, sort of backpack around Scandinavia and just get in the nitty gritty and see what's going on. And when we went back home, Moms noticed that Paul Joseph Watson of InfoWars tweeted out, any journalist who thinks Sweden is safe, I will fund your accommodation and travel. And so I hit him up. I'm like, all right, let's do this. I've had people say, oh, Tim, you've accepted money from InfoWars that destroys your credibility. And I'm like, I've also accepted money from thousands of other people. I don't know their political affiliation.
Right.
It's not like Paul hired me to make something for InfoWars. He flat out just gave me money. I can do whatever I want. He has no control over what I do. But then I get a bunch of left-leaning sites and journalists saying this has been debunked. It's not a real story. Don't waste the money. In fact, I had one journalist tell me to donate the money to a charity, right? Saying don't waste your time. And I can't believe I have people on the left telling me not to do journalism. That's crazy.
Listen, they're telling you not to do journalism, in my opinion, because you could be objective. You have to be objective. I don't have to be. Okay, so I'm going to. All right. So they're telling you not to go do it because they don't want you to find anything.
I just think when it comes to the right and the left, it's who do you trust and who do you care about, right? So the people on the left say, we really care about the refugees who are being affected by this country. People on the right say we really care about our homes and our neighbors. Everybody has chosen someone to care about more, and that creates this divide.
You can also care too much to a fault.
Oh,
and I believe that that's what's going on right now, is that the left all over the world cares to a fault in some cases. In other cases, I believe that they're manipulative narcissists that are actually using.
I think every group's got them.
Yeah, but when you're using people that are going to have a really hard time getting along in a part of the world that they're not accustomed to, I believe that you're using that, and you're using all the turmoil that's bubbling out around that.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think they're using people. I think they have good intentions, but you have to realize sometimes the obvious solution isn't the right solution. It's like the opposite of Occam's razor. And the example I give to people is, let's say there's a police officer. He sees a protester in the street, and he's ordered, remove that protester from the street. They're blocking the road. The cop says, you know what the easiest way to remove that protester is? Arrest him, right? So the cop goes and he arrests that protester. Perfect. No more protester in the street. The next day, there are 10 protesters in the street because it just made the problem worse. So he's like, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to clear the road and help the cars go through, but he made it worse. And so I'm not saying that, I believe that, allowing refugees refuge will make things worse. I know a lot of people do believe that. That's what I'm going to investigate. But what I will say is that it's entirely possible that simply telling people, come here, we will take care of you, may lead to the opposite reaction. It may make things worse. I don't know.
I think the problem that most people have is that many of the refugees that are showing up to the doorstep of, say, Germany, only have one name to show people. There's no papers. They're coming from countries that are either riddled in civil war or they have illegitimate governments. There's no records, and there's no way to vet. I think that's a huge problem that the gates have been opened.
It's a rock and a hard place, man. So here's the thing. This is why I really don't side with anyone, because I see the refugees welcome hashtag, and they're literally people saying let them all come, and then you have people on the right saying when Trump said ban all Muslims, I think both sides are too extreme, and I know that there are people in the middle who agree with me in different ways. I don't think we should shut down all migration and refugee migration, but I think it is smart to control it because we want to make sure we can really help these people. And as they say, you have to secure your own oxygen mask before you put on the mask of the person sitting next to you. It's such a politicized issue, and this is what has led me to decide to go and just hang out and experience this, because I'm seeing articles claiming to have debunked it, articles claiming that it's not been debunked. And who do you trust? Who do you trust, man? Because everyone's vying for political power. Everybody has their agenda, and the people are just sort of stuck in the middle. And I say this, look, to all the people who believe what they do, I'm like, I respect you. I respect you for believing what you believe, because at the end of the day, everything you believe is just about what you trust in.
Right.
And there are reasons why you trust it based on your personal experience, and that's unique, In which case, I'm not gonna scream in your face and tell you you're a Nazi. I'm not gonna scream in your face and call you a cuck SJW. I'm gonna sit down and be like, tell me why you think the things you do so I can understand you. I don't know. People call me centrist. It's funny. Cernovich just called me liberal. But then I got people on Facebook calling me alt-right. It's like, I don't fit any of these people's understanding of what I am, so I become the other or nothing. Yeah, we're gonna be heading to Sweden. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do travel vlog style. So that means daily video, hopefully around 10 minutes of who we're meeting, what we're experiencing, where we're exploring. And then, the daily vlog stuff won't be as rich as the actual full length, but hopefully by the in a couple of weeks after that, we're gonna have a 20 to 30 minute. We went to Sweden and here's what we found.
Awesome.
Right, so there'll be live streams, there'll be Twitter and stuff, and So basically, Frank's got the show. You've been doing every day for a long time.
Every day for a while now.
A long time now. Well, I don't know. Throw it to them. Let them know where they can find the show.
Well, you can find the show on YouTube. Quite frankly, podcast quitefranklypodcast.com. At Gmail's the Skype, but on YouTube is where we do it. We used to do all of our broadcasting on Ustream. Yeah. You started on Ustream, right?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah.
So, but that's it. Now it's a nightly show instead of a weekly show, and it's a passion. You talk about following a passion.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's a radiator that constantly needs bleeding.
Politics, it's crazy because we were talking about this. The person behind the camera, Emily.
Peace, Matt.
We were talking about
that's
how
a regular co-host, Matt.
There you go.
True patriot.
True patriot. There he is.
I like to think so. Nice, y'all.
Night.
We were talking about how politics is dominating everything right now. Tara Strong is a voice actress for Timmy Turner and the Fairly Odd Parents, and she's tweeting like crazy about politics. When I see a cartoon voice actress just going at it, I'm like, damn, politics is big right now. Trump has made everybody care a whole lot. If that's the only good thing that come out of it, if you're not a Trump supporter, I guess. Yeah, no, that's where it started. My whole problem here is that it's one thing if politics comes back strong. It's another thing if people are just swimming in the shallow end of the pool. It's one thing to get into the hashtags. It's another thing to feel this almost obligatory rage over things, to internalize somebody else's thoughts and somebody else's concerns, and to project what the hell's going on inside to you onto an entire populace of people. So, and that type of stuff doesn't really impress me. It actually gets me a little bit more worried. All right, for all of you watching, we are going to be leaving in a few days to Sweden.
World traveler.
Yeah, to investigate the story. Until then, we're going to keep the conversation, and obviously we couldn't leave literally after the donations came in. We had to buy tickets, and it takes a couple days to plan it out and find a trip that makes sense. So with that, there's my explanation. But expect daily videos because we're gonna be putting out as much as possible. You can follow me on Twitter at Timcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like it. Comment below and let me know what you think, because interaction is the most important part of how we do this.
Absolutely.
And Frank, you've got a Twitter and a YouTube. You wanna
@PoliticalOrgy is the Twitter, because that's all it is, and also quite frankly on YouTube. But the URL forwards quitefranklypodcast.com.
So check it out, because I was just on his show, and he's on every single day.
Whenever you're home, man, just please come out.
Yeah. So we'll do some more with Frank, and I guess that's it. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. More content to come. Another video tomorrow. I will see you all later.
Peace.